Hello, it's Angus Patey from colormanagement.ca here in Toronto. I just come back from a recent trade show in Chicago, and while I was down there, I met with the guys from Bodoni in UK, and we talked about PressSIGN, which is a cool piece of software that I want to talk to you a little bit about. Just to let you know, a total disclaimer, I am a reseller of the product, but I don't get behind a product that I haven't tried, tested, and can actually go in and do the install and will have faith in the product that I know that it's going to do well. So I only sell stuff that I believe in, and I think this is a great piece of software, but I'm going to tell you why. First of all, the cost. Second of all, it differentiates you from the printer down the street. And why is that? Well, quite simply, we're all trying to print faster, cheaper, and better. It's a contradiction, but the way that our industry is going is people want things faster, but they want things cheaper, and they still want it to be as accurate in color. So you got to find an inexpensive way to differentiate yourself from the printer down the street. This software can get you a scanning, press-side piece of software similar to the high-end IntelliTrack systems that run for $30,000 plus for close to $6,000. And I'm going to show you the modules and how this works and why I think it's cool. But the most exciting thing about it is the score. Imagine you've got a client that brings in a job and he says, you know what, I want you to target to the Grackle specification. No problem. You're able to quantify to that customer that you were able to get within 99%, 100%, 97% to the specification. And you can show them that. You can send them reports on the jobs. You can attach reports and put that in with the docket. And every time a customer comes back and says, hey, we didn't think you did a great job, you say, no, actually, we hit it 99%. We're that good. And it also pushes pressmen to do a little bit better. It's almost like getting the gold star back in the days of school, is because they want to achieve a higher rank, right? They want to do better than somebody else. They're now able to quantify how well they're doing. So a good pressman loves this because they're able to show that they're doing well. A bad pressman, it helps them do a better job, right? So let's go through the software a little bit. First of all, you've got the original IntelliTrack's scanning spectrophotometer. This software will interface with it seamlessly, as well with all the other scanning systems, but it does it at a really inexpensive price point when you bundle it with an i1 and their custom scanning ruler. So it works with this system, but you're going to be $20,000 to $30,000. If you go with their system, you're looking at a much lower price point. Okay, so why is that? You can use an i1 device. The i1 Pro 2 is now out. This is the older one, and you use their ruler. Their ruler is a really cool piece of hardware that you just put up on the color bar. You set the i1 down on it. You click, you drag, you scan, and you're able to get a snapshot of that press sheet within about 10 seconds. Consider the price of a handheld spectrophotometer from X-Rite or all the other top vendors. They start at around $5,000. This whole system is around $6,000, and you're getting a scanning system. You're able to get a snapshot of so much more in one scan. I've used this on press runs, and the pressmen love it because they get so much information quickly, right? They're used to taking their handheld and going click, 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 click. Okay, go back to the keys, make a few adjustments. They're taking 4 to 5 samples on a press sheet per color to try to get an idea what's happening on 35 ink zones. It's impossible, and they're running by the seat of their pants, right? So let's take a look at the software for a second. And what is one of the neatest things about it is called the full sheet scan section, okay? So as you start production, and you can even set it on make ready mode, you can see that in the cyan we needed to bring it up, right? We had to bring it up probably overall. You could say, bring up cyan overall, but maybe not in zone 21 and in zones 5 and 6 or 6 and 7, right? So from there to there, they set their ink zones, they bring it up 15%, do another pull. Magenta could probably bring up from here over, same with yellow, and he could do his magic on the black, right? So as we start to move through, the press starts to stabilize. Our yellow has come in line. Our magenta is passing, even though we could probably fix it up a bit. We're passing here, but I still see a little bit of room for improvement, and we've got a yellow on the black. Okay, so we're starting to move up. Our cyan, just like any press run, is starting to move around a little bit. But as we start to move up and we do more pulls, we're starting to see some more stability across the sheet. We're getting really close now. This all happened we did this in about 5 pulls, and we were able to get this job to a 99% really, really fast. Everything was passing. Everything was under a 3 delta E. in terms of its target density. Okay, we can come back to the summary sheet and we can see that our dot gain for each individual pull is a specific, is falling within specific realms of what's okay for the pass and fail, our magenta, yellow, and the black. The black's a tiny bit high. We could fix that. But it does give us the opportunity, this software, to export this curve data and send that back to CTP for a correction. So if you do have a problem, the software will help you to export the curves for whatever particular software you're using. They use 4CX, which is a gray balance adjustment, or traditional TVI. You do that, you now can do a measurement report, you can set up what it's going to, but look at all the different workflows you have available to you to export. There's really not much in there that you can't set up for. So, as I said, as you're running in this mode, you can see that, we had to bring up the press a specific percent. That wouldn't be bad by itself, but when we go back to the full sheet mode, you can see exactly where. Pressmen love this because it's so fast. So it's a great piece of software. I just wanted to give you a quick overview. There's lots of other stuff that goes on in this software. You can measure single patches. You can set up a trending situation. And I'll touch on this a little bit. When you purchase the software, you have the full summary mode, you have the full sheet scanning mode, but then you get another module that connects over the network and has what's called trends. And trends allows somebody to create new jobs, to monitor jobs, go in and look at the statistical data of a specific operator, say at a pressman, or how that press is comparing to another press. From a quality control standpoint, if you have one set of plate curves for two presses, you can see if it's actually working on two presses, or is press number 2's magenta unit, have an additional 10% of dot gain, and you really might want to rethink that. You want to average the two, or do you want to have a specific plate for that? I mean, there's so many things that you can see and find out in this software from a single scan. And again, let me remind you, this is for like $6,000, the price of a handheld densitometer spectrophotometer. How long does it take to measure a color bar if you were to measure every one of those ink zones, all 33? It might take you 3 minutes per color. 3 times 4, you got almost 10 to 15 minutes per sheet. No one's going to do that, of course. And what happens is pressmen are relying on their eyes because now they're under pressure to print faster. The quality of print is going down. Here, you're actually going to be able to improve the quality of your print for such a low investment. So, yeah, it's a bit of a sales pitch, but I think it's a no-brainer. If I was a press shop, $6,000 is not a lot of money when you consider that you probably could fit in another job per day by including this software, because you've reduced your make ready, you've reduced your time on press that you're having to run, so you're reducing the paper usage and you're getting more jobs in. But not only that, you can be somebody a little bit better as a press house than the guy down the street, because now you can really sell this, right? You can tell your clients, we're able to quantify exactly how well we're hitting the targets. And if you're not, this software can help you to fix it. So I'm going to do more in-depth reviews of this, but I just wanted to take you through and sort of show you what it does and my thoughts behind the software before we delve into it. So I thank you very much for listening, and I hope that that was helpful.